Hey guys, welcome to the club. I'm your host Mars, and this is the Upper 90 Club, a roundtable podcast where five friends discuss the Columbus Crew. On this episode, we're gonna rip the Band-Aid off and just spend a little time talking about the last two games that we played against Red Bull.
Tip of the hat, Mars.
Hello,
darkness, my old friend.
Losing is not worth the pleasantness of your greeting.
No,
I'd rather you do the really jarring. Yeah, thank you. Anyway, we're going to talk a little bit about these Red Bull games that just unfolded in the last week or so. We're going to do a little thoughts on players, but I don't know. It's a tough week for the crew. We are officially into the post season, and I don't know. We'll be talking a lot about the big upset from this week, which of course was me beating Haas in fantasy football. So
wow, he would be upset. You know what I mean?
It was surprising.
We haven't talked about it yet, but let's just say that you guys see how much time I dedicate to this. My fantasy team, which is a dynasty league, by the way, is it's mostly retirees. It's like the MLS of fantasy teams.
And the fact that it came at the hands of Baker Mayfield, who I can't stand.
Yeah, Baker.
That's my quarterback.
Get into it. We don't need to get into it,
What a loser.
but I did win. And as I have said a number of times on this podcast, I love to see Haas do well and then lose to me. So, so he was in second place, and I think I knocked him down a notch.
You did.
I'm still well outside the playoff picture.
I'm last in mine.
Yeah. Anything else you guys want to talk about to avoid the topic?
Well,
Go.
Yeah, we're on.
My family had
our
lice.
election predictions. Oh yeah, lice. Talk about that.
That's
sounds,
it.
That sounds better.
Yeah. A real slice of life.
Cool.
Yeah.
Life gives you lice. I don't know what you make, but
Well, everyone kept
yeah.
itching their heads, and Ashley's like, "The kids have fleas." Like, that's probably about right.
Yeah, it's the human fleas. All right, so let's jump into these games here. We got a couple to talk about, and then I do think we want to dip into the internet. So I even forgot. I'm just so out of it. I forgot to introduce everyone here. Ben, we heard from. Mort, Trey, and Haas are all here. Full house.
Full
to wrap
house.
up the 2024 season. Say hey, guys.
Toodaloo.
If I could turn back time.
Going up heaven's chimney tonight.
What does that mean?
Toodaloo.
It's definitely a euphemism. Or it sounds like Mr. Show.
Yeah, it's Mr. Show.
It's Mr. Show.
Okay. All right. Trey, tell us about the first game.
Facts that could save your life.
Tuesday, October 29th, 2024 at Lower.com Field in downtown Columbus, Ohio, the crew faced off against New York Red Bull in front of 19,050 fans, which I believe was the first non-sellout of the season for Columbus, even with the weather being a beautiful 68 degrees at kick.
1 degree away.
Yep, so close. This game was the first left of a best-of-3 series in the first round of the MLS playoffs. The crew dominated in the stats with advantages in shots on target, 8-3, possession with 78-22 advantage, 789 passes to Red Bull, 224, 90% passing accuracy to 65 for New York. And Columbus even dominated in the worst stat of all time, XG, with an advantage of 1.07 to 0.85.
I have their accurate passes at 146.
At the end of this match, unfortunately, none of this mattered. Haas, hit us with those lineups.
Crew started with Matan, Cucho, and Ramirez up top, Arfston, Nagby, Zawadski, and Farsi across the middle, Chaberco, Camacho, Marrera in the back, Schulte in goal. Notable absence is Rossi out with back soreness from signature signing.
Allegedly.
Oh, I heard? I did hear. I didn't realize that's why he missed the game.
I have issue with that. I mean, how bad does a back have to hurt where you miss a playoff game?
Apparently pretty bad.
I don't think it even was 100% on the second game, but we'll get to that.
Okay.
All
We'll
right.
talk about it.
25th minute. Haas, break this down.
Goal for Carballo. Red Bull earn a corner after their first corner is cleared, so their second corner. Forsberg takes the second one from the southeast corner of the Crew Stadium, plays the ball into the far post. Lewis Morgan attempts a header back into the box, but it falls short. Fortunately, straight to Nealis, who is able to get his head to it and put it across the box towards the PK spot, where Carballo
Pronunciations brought to you by the idiots of Upper 90 Club.
gets his foot to the ball just before Ramirez and is able to tuck it in past a diving Schulte.
He didn't have a chance.
This is exactly what they were looking for. I mean, getting that goal, and then
We struggled on that all season. That was
Why
like
was
one
Ramirez trying to get it with his foot and not get up to the ball with his head?
I'd have to watch it again. I was like, third row from Schulte that game. So I was like right there.
Yeah.
So I was not even 10 yards away from where it happened. It was a sloppy
Would you
mess.
have been able to stop it?
I tried. I got kicked out. Those goalies.
So this takes us to halftime down 0-1. 57th minute. Oh no, pardon. Right before halftime, you get Emil Forsberg earns the yellow for Red Bull, and then we go into halftime down 0-1. 57th minute, Arfston earns the yellow for Columbus. 59th minute, Crew with two subs, AZ in for Matan, Russell Rowe in for Ramirez. And then the 72nd and 73rd minute, DeJuan Jones in for Arfston and Chambos in for Marrera. And then in the 84th minute, Crew brings in Herrera for Camacho. Unfortunately, this one ends New York as the victors and gives them a 1-0 advantage in the series as it head back to Harrison, New Jersey for Game 2.
Yeah, that was Caballo's first goal in MLS.
The stat that you just listed is basically like the every stat for Red Bull coming out of this year. It's like all their players were playing in a way that they never do. They hadn't, I think I heard some stat like, I don't remember where I heard it. They had only won 2 games like since early July.
Yep. I said it on the pod last week. Yep.
Yeah.
At home.
Well, I definitely didn't hear it here.
But for those watching this,
they also
game,
said it on the broadcast.
If I told you that we fouled them 2 times more than they fouled us in this game, would you believe that was actually the case watching the game? Not that they played dirty, but I think there was a lot of.
I don't even think they played that dirty.
They play hard. And that's actually the point they come to in the second game. But at the same time, there was quite a bit of calls in this game that was definitely no calls.
And we were texting about this game too.
Should be the yellow early to one of their players for sure.
Mm-hmm. But I'm going to go ahead and say the ref was not good in either game, but I don't think it affected the outcome.
No.
I have no problem with I would never point it at that.
Really?
Because if I'm pointing one finger at the ref, 3 are pointing right back at you. And of course, depending where your thumb is on the point, it could be up.
A thumb's not finger.
The goalie Coronel, he seemed like
he was the player of the match.
I don't think that he has historically been this good. I don't know what got into him in these 2 games. It was sufficiently aggravating to watch. He had a couple legit saves in this first game. the one, Hawes, you mentioned it on the text when we were talking through it, the hand save from Dujo. And I think there was another one where it was like a kick. He was like kind of.
Do you see
Nance's
face?
Save.
Do you see Nance's face on that save where he's just laughing? He's like, "How the hell did he do that?" Yeah, we could have played. We could have played for another hour, and I felt like we wouldn't score.
Have scored 100%. I felt weird 10 minutes into the game. I was like, "This isn't right."
I think that goes to what I mostly think about this game, and it wasn't that. I mean, their game plan going into this was perfectly executed. They shut us down in the middle of the field. They didn't give us opportunities. We played better in the second game in the middle of the field and at the top of the 18. But this first game, there was nothing in the middle of the field at the top of the 18. No creativity. Everything was out wide. Everything was across. And everything was hopeful.
Yeah, they were just content to let us hold the ball.
Right.
Especially after getting the goal, relatively
they packed
early.
5 in the back, and we couldn't break it down. And usually what we do is, bring it back or recycle it. Or actually would even probably
it wasn't even 5
us.
At the back, though. It was 4 in the middle at the back.
I mean, they shut down our middle. Nagbe and Zawadzki didn't connect the strikers with the back line. And when they pressed, it was like, we just couldn't.
When they did, our shots were so poor.
Yeah.
I mean,
Dude, we were
dribbled
so
some in.
bad.
Russell Rowe dribbled the ball. Like one shot was literally hopping, getting to the goalkeeper. Poor. Absolutely poor.
And I don't think Zawadzki was quite ready. I think Shambo would have been the better choice still in the center. From the
I want to get to
seen.
that.
I know he.
part.
Yeah, and I think that's something they go for both games almost, but some of the things. But that was one thing that I know he's trusted him all season. He's been performing, but he's also been injured, and Shambo has played pretty well in that position in the last couple of games. So I didn't see why we would change it for this game.
I can't remember off the top of my head. Was this Zawadzki's first game back from the punctured lung?
He came
in
as a sub. He came in at a sub 2 games ago, I believe.
I don't think he started prior to this.
Yeah,
since he
just the first game starting since he came back. I'm pretty sure somebody can confirm that.
Yeah, and there were just all kinds. Like I was saying earlier, the stats of this game were just so unlikely. We, I think, had only lost maybe 2 games at home, league games. I know this is postseason, but maybe 2, maybe 3 games at home this season. Our last shutout, I remember hearing, was against Cincy. And it's just so unusual to have this happen against a 7 seed team that were just playing well, executing their game plan.
It's considered one of the biggest upsets in MLS playoff. The only thing that could top it right now is that Atlanta tops Inter Miami.
Yeah, I think
me beating Haas in the fantasy.
that one too.
That was bananas.
But I mean, we can jump to the next game too, because I think there's some commonalities of what happened in both of the games that I can easily get to. But
so where are our heads at? We get out of the first game. It's like, this is hard, but again, another stat.
No, but
we haven't lost 2 in a row. Right? That was another
one. But I didn't feel good. I normally when they had a bad game, I've been feeling good and saying like, you know what, let's shake it up and go next. There was something about that game where going into the second game, I did not feel confident at all.
Dude, it was my birthday on the home game, and my family celebrated it on the other game, and I found out we had lice
because of your birthday.
So I'm just not.
So we can all blame you.
Yeah.
It's 100,000%. So basically, it was the worst week of my life.
Yeah,
because of the lice.
Okay. Well,
Still
on that
early.
note, Yeah, let's talk about the second one.
Sunday, November 3rd, 2024, the Crew faced off for the third time in a row against the Red Bulls of New York. This game was held in Harrison, New Jersey at Red Bull Arena in front of 20,936, with the weather being a beautiful 60 degrees at kick. This once again saw Columbus dominate in the stats with advantages in total shots, big chances, accurate passes, shots inside the box, shots off the woodwork with 2 in a row in the 39th minute, and in a shocking result, the XG was almost dead even at 2.06 to 2.08 in a 2-2 game.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's exactly what was expected.
Lineups.
Crew started with Rossi, Cucho, and Shambo up top, Dujo, Nagby, Zawadzki, and Farsi across the middle, Chaberco, Camacho, Morera in the back, and Schulte in goal.
Right.
So, first half was a fun but uneventful first half. No goals, no subs, no cards. And we go
Should have been
into
cards. Holy
halftime 0-0.
Well,
Coming out of half. Go ahead, Mort.
that first half, the fact that we go to half without a goal. I mean, we have a couple of squandered chances in there. Especially
there was that sequence with the
we
double
hit the
post
double
rip.
post
Yep.
twice.
That was
That
and
left
and
post.
Rossi has another one too
Stage right.
that gets blocked, and then Shambo
Yes.
gets blocked as well. So I mean,
Well,
that's
and
when
it
I
was
really
on,
started.
It was on both ends, too. Because, I mean,
Yeah.
you had Chaberco with the sliding challenge on Team Tuckett. That stopped him from being able to shoot. I mean,
yeah.
Shoot.
it was a
Yeah.
very exciting game in the first half. And actually, the second half was very exciting. So,
Oh yeah. A
49th
lot of
minute.
screaming. A lot of
great
screaming in
game.
my household.
Well, let's talk about screaming assholes later. 49th minute. Carballo earns the yellow for Red Bull for his foul on Zawadzki with his late studs on the foot.
Finally.
Yep. 54th minute. Crew subs in Arfston for DeJuan Jones. 55th minute. Haas.
39 seconds after being subbed in, goal for Arfston. Schulte
Oh, that
plays.
was quickly, huh? I knew it was fast. I didn't know it was that fast.
That's my rough estimate. Schulte plays out of the back and passes wide left to Arfston, his first touch of the game. He gets around pressure, lays it off to Chaberco, who moves forward and passes it out to Nagby wide left. He pushes forward, cuts into the center circle, and passes wide right to Morera. He dishes to Farsi, who finds Shambo at the edge of the right side of the box. He crosses the ball into the 18. Cucho brings it down with his first touch, plays a through ball to Arfston, sneaking in behind the Red Bull defensive line, shoots low with his first touch around Coronel and in. Crew up 0-1.
Quality sub right there.
Yeah. Cucho's bringing that ball
Fake
down
shot.
and playing it in the path of Arfston was
He
disgusting.
was
what
kind of
we're
fake the
used to
shot.
seeing.
Right.
He faked the volley and kind of just laid it off instead. That's nice.
What? Why couldn't we score more goals on this team, guys?
I don't know, dog.
I don't know.
He made it look so easy.
5 in the
And
box. In the middle.
Cucho had a good
Bless
game
it.
this game. The first one he vanished after like
if he
half an
can
hour.
if he get a free kick on goal would be.
So,
Minor things.
9
Oh
minutes
yeah,
left.
all those free kicks Cucho was taking.
Shot
You about
into
to summarize
oblivion.
them.
They
Yeah,
weren't
It was
terrible.
yeah. He was giving out souvenirs all
What are you
night.
talking about? Baggio would be impressed.
That's a deep cut.
That's a
Yep.
1994 reference.
Yes, it is.
There you go.
Yep.
Rabuto Baggio.
So,
Yeah.
64th minute. Haas.
It's Mookie Betts. Is there something there? Go ahead. Huss.
Mookie Blaylock.
Goal for the racist. Van Zier. Red Bull play out of the back and play a ball wide left to Morgan. He has a
I'm
bad
a racist.
touch, and the ball trickles towards the touchline, where Morera attempts to shield it out as Morgan gets on the ball and breaks forward into space, while Morera's sitting there with his hands in his pockets. He plays a ball square to Forsberg, who slips a pass through to Van Zier, who easily gets by Chaberco and shoots with his left on his first touch and beats Schulte near post from a really tough angle. Not only did half the team stop playing, Chaberko then has very poor positioning to keep Van Zier onside,
Like 10 yards below.
and Schulte didn't make what seemed like a fairly straightforward save.
Absolutely should have saved that. I don't care. That
1-1.
was
So
ridiculous.
yeah, so everyone stopped playing. Lauren was out of the house. I texted her. She asked for updates, and I said Chani style
Yeah.
thing. And then I
2015.
saw many other people reference the Chani thing. Is that
Oh,
burned
yeah.
into more minds than just mine? Like,
Oh, yeah.
No, I was there.
No, I shout out to
I
Morgan.
still believe
'cause
that was out in the Chani, not in this case.
the
but in
Chani
this
one was
case, the
100%
Chani
out. This one I felt like was absolutely in. Like
Yeah.
They never
What
gave
is
us an
it?
angle.
What are you
But
guys talking about?
The game that never
Trey,
happened.
Oh, the game that
don't
ever
get out of
happened.
here with that. Get out of here with that,
dude. Morgan
I don't
said
have time
like
for your gaslighting.
anybody who Morgan said anybody who is like brought into this team needs to be onboarded with like that play, like always play until the whistle, like show it, maybe practice it, like don't put your hands up and stop playing, like just keep playing. Is it?
But this was a microcosm of the whole game.
Yeah, for
And
sure.
we can get to that later too. They were dialed in from the first minute to the second minute. They were crisp, working hard all across the board, and we were never on that.
Yeah. All right. We'll get
Trey.
to microcosms later. So 76 crew with 2 subs, Matan in for Shambo and Sideshow in for Morera. 77th minute, Haas. What the was he thinking?
Oh, boy.
See a pattern.
Schulte plays a long ball on the ground towards the center circle where Russell Rowe is unable to settle it, and Nealis takes it away from him and is off to the races. He plays a ball through to Forsberg. As he is just entering the box, Camacho slides in to try to clear the ball and takes Forsberg out and is nowhere near the ball in that attempt. Zawadzki's also out of position in the play as some subs had just happened and shifting of positions had just happened. What a disaster.
Yeah, dude.
It's
If you're
again,
gonna
it's a
shift
list.
your positions and slide in the box, you have to make sure that you get the ball. You have to. Okay. Period.
And this is a repeat for Camacho.
Right.
Like I feel like
Yeah.
over the second half of this season, something's
such a
gone wrong.
Crude instrument. He's just like, everything is bazooka with him, man.
Well, it
I don't
used
know
to
what's
be
going
like
on. I don't know if everything is okay at home or whatever's going on.
well,
because
like,
it's
usually
seems like
when
he's
you're
lost his head.
older, you know, and you're not as quick, you have like really good positioning, or you like there's some compensation. This is like he was slow and out of position for the past 10 games, and
Didn't
making
he have
mistakes.
that head injury in the latter half of the season where he was out for a few games?
Oh, here we go.
I'm not even joking. I'm not joking.
Did
Yeah,
you have a
I
head
know.
injury? Take off your tinfoil
Of course,
hat,
yeah,
Oz.
one,
Let's
but-
see the head.
But it starts also on the other side. We have a chance. We have a opportunity to. I think we kind of counter on them, aren't we?
It was not a good ball from Schulte. It was a hopeful
No.
goal.
It was a poor ball, but Russell Rowe did a even worse job of controlling it.
He didn't have much of a chance to control.
No,
Yeah.
but I mean, once again, when we're shifting positions and you're sliding into the box, you can't make a mess of it. You have to take care of business. 86th minute, crew with 2 more subs. Ramirez in for Macho Man
Well,
and
so
Herrera.
what we didn't say was that
Oh.
there was a PK that
Yes.
they
Oh,
PK
yeah,
was
sorry.
taken by Forsberg low and to the left, just
Low
inside the post.
into the
low and hold on. This was
Low and to Schulte's right, but to Forsberg's left.
Hit off the post. It was actually a good take.
but
It was-
but they showed because did he have a PK in the he had at least one PK in the regular season ender, right? In Harrison. He had a PK. I just
scored
remember
2,
because they
so,
showed
yeah.
a graphic where he favors the lower right, like his right, Forsberg. And so
He did have one in that game.
And so Schulte, he went low left in that game. Or no, he went low right in that game and Schulte went left. And then they
Opposite
flipped
in this one.
on
Yep.
this one. And
Good call.
then later they synced up in the shootout that comes later. We'll talk. I don't think we're going to talk much about the shots, but Schulte had him, but he couldn't get to it in the shootout. But Man, it was tough to watch those. Anyway,
Yeah.
okay, go ahead.
Okay, so 86-minute crew with 2 subs. Ramirez in for Macho Man, Herrera in for Farsi. 90th minute, Kucha with the yellow card for dissent to the ref before the free kick is delicately hit right to the guy in front of him. 90 plus 5, Sean
Yeah.
Nealis earns a yellow
That
card
was tough.
for taking down Russell Rowe. 90 plus 6, Haas. Tell us about it.
Corner kick off of a free kick. Corner is which the free kick was taken by Matan, and then the corner kick is taken by Matan. I thought that was weird, but he plays it near post where Ramirez is able to get in front of his man and rise up, knock the ball on over the outstretched hands of Coronel under the crossbar. 2-2, all is well, right?
Great take. Also, shout out to the ref for giving us 12 minutes of stoppage. Wasn't it 12 minutes? I was like, boy, I immediately cannot say anything bad about the reffing because we did not deserve 12 minutes. I think we scored at 90 plus 6. I would think 7 or 8 minutes was probably right. So, I mean, it's like...
Matan had a chance before that, too, where he kind of shanked the ball.
Yeah.
Like,
from
5 yards
It
out.
came across the box.
Yeah.
I still didn't feel good about it.
No, it doesn't feel good when you do that.
And you know, go ahead. I have a comment about these last 6 minutes, but
okay. Game ends tied 2-2 and goes immediately into PKs to decide the winner.
So let me just say this. I thought it was weak shit that Red Bull played this to a PK shootout. They totally just they were so fine with a draw.
Yeah.
And
100%.
They can take the chance because they'll live another day.
Total just I don't know.
I have no problem with them. I was saying it during the game because why take the chance? I mean, they can have a pretty good chance of winning the penalty shootout, and if they lose, they can play another game.
Yeah, it's just it's a weak move, and you know what? This team, I know that, they beat us, and supposedly like we were a really good team. I mean, I think we didn't perform to our potential in these games. They're not going on, right? They're not going to represent the East in the MLS Cup.
They're going to win it
right?
all.
We'll see. We'll see.
And they're either going up against Cincy or NYCFC.
Yeah,
correct.
It would be cool to
Correct.
see New York play New York.
So, in the PKs, Crew started out strong with Schulte stopping the first Red Bull shooter and Crew converting 4 in a row before Chaburkos is saved by Miguel, who then saved the next 2 on Arston and Matan. Schulte came up with 1 more save, but Red Bull were able to ride the back of their keeper in the second round of the MLS Cup playoffs. With this upset, Red Bull goes on to face the winner of Cincinnati and NYCFC, who will complete their series on Saturday, November 9th at 4 p.m., where you can watch it on Apple.
Didn't Matan have a penalty just like that earlier this season? But I feel like I saw exactly the same.
Why is Chaburko taking that 5th penalty?
Oh, that's
Why?
I mean, who was even... So he lets... Yeah, so Camacho was taken out. He used to be our number 1. If you remember, was it Campeones Cup where we just like couldn't figure out how to... Like we just chipped it to the goalkeeper. So
Was it
in that
Amundsen
one,
who hit the post?
Matan's was garbage.
Yes.
Diego Rossi's was garbage. It was
The last 3. No, the last 3 were garbage. Miguel's
in that game, and also
Which
this
game? Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
in the
Campeones
Campeones
is
Cup.
the
Yeah, it was like
we started strong, and then it was like, actually, we're just gonna doink it.
well, Dewan
They're
Jones is like one of the main takers. Camacho and both of them were subbed out.
Yep.
So
It was
those
so-
last 3. There was nothing on
Right.
them.
It was
so the goalie
so
just
bad.
didn't have to. I
Well,
don't know
and
if they were,
Schulte
like,
even
trying
made
to
a save
fake him
after
out.
it.
yeah, Schulte played great. Yeah, I mean
Schulte has no blame on his plate for this. I mean, he kept us in this game.
Yeah. When Max
especially
missed
during
it,
the shootout.
I was like, it's over. And then he saved Neelis's. And I was like, I cannot believe we're still in this. We do not.
Which was a
deserve to do this.
terrible PK as well.
Oh, yeah.
But, I mean,
So again, it looks like those penalties were weak with no conviction, and it felt like that Red Bull came up with like a belief that they could win this game, They all were dialed in. They all had some kind of belief that if we execute perfectly, we will win this.
Well, they had nothing to lose.
And Forsberg even said that after the game. It's like, we've been dialed in. We knew that if we are dialed in on this game and just like execute perfectly and everybody's on it working hard, we will win this. And they had that belief. And I feel like when I'm watching this game, it's like we think something's going to happen. We're like, we always figure out a way. It was kind of felt like somebody was just waiting for something to happen instead of like really grabbing the game and really it didn't look crisp. It didn't look like, for them, it looked very, fresh. For us, we looked at, just.
But that's how Red Bull plays. I mean, we beat them 3-2.
I think we kind of ran out of juice and
we punched them in the mouth early in that game.
Yeah. And this game, I think we ran a little empty too. I mean, you were talking about like
this team was a shell of themselves.
Yeah. But first half, I said if we get that goal in first half, I think we put them away. We were 9-2 to shots. We had 3 on target if we count the ones that go on posts, right? Everything in the first half was like, okay, this is the team I recognize, but we couldn't sustain it. And we couldn't get the goal in the first half. I still believe if Rossi put the one that goes in the post on the inside of the post, and we still have the juice and we're still going, we get 2 up at the half, and then we win this game. But instead, it kind of like, the longer it goes, the more we played into.
I just didn't feel comfortable on either of these games at any moment. When Arston scored that goal away, I was like, I still don't feel good about it.
It was strange. It was really strange after that first game. For whatever reason,
crazy vibes.
I was for the first, all the Leagues Cup, all the tournaments we played, I always been thinking, you know what, we got this. We are going to win it. But after that first game, I was feeling.
We don't.
Well, we talk about like talk about the run club on here, and I was thinking about this season like a run, kind of like we've been talking about running out of gas all season. But you don't run out of gas until the end, right? Like, you're not going to, like, we keep saying, oh, he's doing a great job with the rotation and everything else. It looks good, and we're doing fine. But, I mean, you don't run out of steam until the end. Like, I guess we theoretically could have happened sooner. But, like, I don't know that it's in retrospect, it's like, yeah, we've been grinding for all this time. And, I mean, also, I don't want to get too deep into this. I'll just make this quick comment because I've been thinking about it. This was, with as much as the second game swung back and forth in the last, 15 minutes, any team could have won. Either team could have won the game. And I think back, we played 3 games against Atlanta last year. We played 2 extra time against Orlando. We hadn't won away in like 20 years in the playoffs. We played 2 extra time against Cincinnati, where we came back from 2 goals down, and they were gassed. And then we played a good game against LAFC to win the MLS Cup final. Yeah. But like, I don't know that the balance hung differently in that run than this one could have, right? And we could have just as easily, not destroyed someone in the box and given away a PK, and had a different outcome in this one, and then just moved on with our lives. Yeah. But that's not the story that unfolded. The story of this season is well summarized by Steve Sirk, so let's get his stat now.
This is Steve Sirk, and this is a Sirk stat.
2024 Crew 96. Here's the summary from Steve. CONCACAF runner-up because of shit.
We were poisoned. Yes.
We were poisoned.
Didn't win. Doesn't matter.
But it was a really great performance up until that.
Yeah. It was a good ride.
Leagues Cup champion,
which is awesome.
Yeah.
Yep. Especially because it's a real tournament, unlike Campeones Cup, runner-up.
Or last.
If you're not first, you're last.
Last place. No, literally you're last place.
Dude, there's only 2 places in that tournament.
I don't care about that tournament anymore.
No,
it's not a tournament.
It's not a tournament. It's a
It's
cup
just-
match.
Anything's a tournament if you just put your mind to it.
Yeah, I don't. It probably doesn't need to exist at the Leagues Cup, but
Yeah,
that's a
100% does.
conversation for another day.
CONCACAF,
Okay.
Leagues Cup, both the same
Okay.
thing.
Supporters Shield runner-up.
That was quality.
Yeah, record numbers of goals and points and all that.
Yeah.
Good
Oh
stuff.
that's
Yada,
the
yada
next
coming.
Too
that's
fast.
the next
Too
bullet.
fast.
Yep, sorry,
MLS
too fast.
Cup playoffs,
I'm always
first
too
round
fast.
elimination.
Now
Womp
that
womp.
sucks.
Yeah. So then, he goes on to say, Mort's point, club records for goals, wins, and points along the way. Fun year, even if it ended too soon.
Yeah,
I agree.
100%.
Yeah.
Can you remember the period
Hmm.
like the when we were going through the 3C or whatever we call it?
Yeah.
It was just so dominant and so good, and that was peak.
It changed the confidence that I had as a fan in this team. We're just like coming off that MLS Cup win. We're just going to Mexico and knocking teams out.
It's
Yeah, I was just
Yeah.
walking around naked everywhere.
Yeah.
I was like, crew fan here, no big deal.
Yeah. Making being a fan real easy.
And illegal.
Okay. All right, we got more to talk about. We'll be right
Trap.
back.
This episode of the Upper 90 Club is brought to you, as always, by Supporter Supply Company. Hi, friends, this is your good pal Morgan Hughes, here to talk to you about a serious issue facing 96% of all crew supporters in Columbus. Why, not enough free shipping, of course. For a limited time now, through the eventual heat death of the universe, Upper 90 Club listeners can use the promo code Upper90Boys. That's boys with a Z on the end of it, at checkout for free delivery on absolutely any order over $10. But Morgan, what if I order $10 worth of stickers, or those goddamned buttons, or some other combination of small items that make you want to kill yourself? Will the free shipping still apply then, even as you curse our family, while you package up our little tiny annoying ass order for us? Of course it will. That's just how much we here at Supporter Supply value our friends at the Upper 90 Club. So head on over to supportersupply.co and use the promo code Upper90Boys. That's boys with a Z at checkout for free shipping on all your orders over $10. And don't forget to tell them that your friends at the Upper 90 Club sent ya.
We're back. Haas is getting a sweat on. Do you not have air conditioning?
We do. It's just windows are open in most of the other rooms. Can't have it open for the sound quality in here.
Mort has described Haas for the listener as Jim Carrey exiting the rhinoceros in Ace Ventura 2.
Classic.
Yep.
What was the subtitle of that movie?
What is
When Nature
short
Calls?
for? Oh, it
Yeah,
is
When
When
Nature
Nature
Calls.
Calls.
Danny DeVito coming out of the couch and Always Sunny also comes to mind.
Probably inspired by.
I guess
Yes.
it's unseasonably warm there in Columbus.
But tomorrow there's going to be November rain, November rain.
Still not how that goes.
I
Still
cannot
not.
for the life of me figure out the.
Everybody needs some time on
that
their
it?
own.
I don't know the song
Need
November
some
Rain.
time on their own.
I want to talk about November Run. The Run Club updates.
Yes,
here.
points.
I don't have a total readily available. I think we were at about 450 miles last
Do
week. but-
XG for running miles.
yeah, I think the XM was approximately 450 miles for the club. Shout outs to Chris S at 40, leading
Dang.
the pack. Greg M with 37.5. Nate Carpenter with 35. My sister putting up the numbers. Mindy,
Wow.
Mark and Mindy. Just a reminder. Thanks, Mom. 30 miles. Let's see. President was at 21.
Wow.
Slacker.
Tell her to sync her watch.
Just
And
like-
then
yeah,
you guys,
probably.
Ben and
What a
Mort
wedge.
tied. Wow. You guys tied at 16.3, although they list Mort higher. Maybe because he did it 3 minutes faster than Ben.
Alphabetical.
Age.
3 minutes probably
Age.
per mile faster.
I would say one thing though. I did not enter my run for our soccer game. So it usually gives me like 4 miles.
Well, so you
For
were
whatever
up there anyway.
Oh, we'll take your word for it. Cool.
And
cool,
I was
cool.
I was only 2/10 behind you guys at 16-1. Big shout out to new Run Club member Rob Thomas Jr.
What?
So I was talking to Rob Thomas recently.
About
frequent
what?
Listener. Just catching up. And he was telling me that his child, Rob Thomas Jr., has a job where it's like a logistics center kind of where they're like walking 15 miles a day. And so
What job is this?
I don't know. But Rob told me, it's like, tell me how to get
He
Junior
put the
on
watch
the
on his
club.
dog. I see you, Rob Thomas.
Anyway, so I see that Rob Thomas Jr. has broken into 14th place, but with only one activity at 15.4 miles. So. Anyway, shout out to RTJ. I don't think that RTJ is a listener, but
that's because it's a dog.
And shout out to Ben Van Scoy for once again connecting with the Upper 90 Club at the home game.
Oh, Ben.
Oh, yeah.
We're so
Yeah.
Due to
sorry.
me not having Instagram notifications turned on.
Yeah, he sent it to
My
us
bad.
after the game.
No, it was during the game and right before the game, but
Oh,
I'm not checking it during the game, so my bad.
But you saw it, so. Also, shout out to whoever said tip of the hat, yelled it to me as we were leaving the stadium. I was too busy crying to say hi and give you a kiss on the mouth, but.
And then, so also, this reminds me, we haven't talked since Halloween.
Last time we talked.
Is that right?
When times were better.
Did everyone get lots of candy and stuff?
No.
Yeah, usually I make a diabetes joke here, but since we're in cover,
I was bowling.
Yeah. Okay.
I dad taxed the living crap out of my kids' candy, and I ate like every peanut M&M ever made.
Oh, I made a video. There was a peanut M&M thing I got, or one of my kids got, that
Was it
only had
razor
3 of them.
blades?
Had 3.
In a bag?
Yeah.
Must have been
I made a
big
video.
ones,
I'll send it
heavy
to you
ones.
guys.
COVID. I don't know.
All right.
Okay.
Well, that's okay. Here it rained, which meant that every M&M's package melted.
It did. I still ate
Ruined,
them.
like,
Wow.
all the M&M's and peanut M&M's.
Dude,
We
double
dumped it
coated.
out.
Rain.
No October rain.
So, speaking of yellow packages melting down, we also saw
That's another
the Crew
great
2
segue.
season come to an end.
Oh, yeah.
Bird went to Brazil.
Yes.
He flew south.
Yes.
So in his stead, we have a northern fowl in Ben, who's going to give us the summary of their exit.
I'm a red-winged blackbird, which is my favorite bird.
Tribird.
Wow. You got, man,
I
y'all are
thought it
hitting
was
on
the-
all cylinders like the Red Bulls against us.
I thought it was the big tit.
Someone needs to
The
write
great
this
tit.
down. The
The
great
great
tit, the big tit. Not your Google searches, Morton
big
Crosby. Got to do private browsing, my boy. I watched some of this game. Did anybody else watch it? So we basically played Philly 2 away at Philly, and they are easily and far away the best, second team in the league, and they beat us 4-0. It wasn't as bad as it looked. So, they had 2 goals that were absolute bangers. Cavan, which is Quinn Sullivan's brother,
15-year-old.
yeah, who already signed for Man City, had one from like 40 yards out. That was a ricochet. That was an absolute blast. And then the one after that, I think, was another one that was like 30 yards out that Stas Lapkus like didn't have a chance. And at that point, again, it just felt like they ran out of steam, and then that just transferred over to the senior team, and it's just depressing. The last
Great
podcast
name,
was
though.
so
Stas
fun.
Lapkus.
It was so fun. That's a great name.
Shout out to Bird though. throughout the year for the updates.
Man,
Much
he's
appreciated.
the best. Also, we are Duolingo friends, and he has been doing it as long or longer than I have. So we're both up. I mean, if he's as bilingual as me.
Wait, who are you friends with?
Is he learning English?
He's learning Spanish.
Who?
Oh, I thought he was.
Or no, he's learning
does
Portuguese.
He speak Portuguese?
It's one or the other.
Well, if
If
he's Brazilian,
he's going to Brazil, then he speaks Portuguese.
Yes, that he's learning Spanish.
So he's learning Spanish.
But usually, if you're from Brazil, you're pretty good at Spanish, I thought. Okay. Anyways, what do I know?
I don't know. Listen, I'm like 900 days in.
I only speak gibberish.
Hablo poco español. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Hasta mañana.
Well, so let's do our thoughts and players.
Thoughts and players.
All right. First up, thoughts and players. I just kind of wanted to broadly go over. Unfortunately, I wanted to be a little bit hyper specific to these two games and not kind of macro lens the entire thing. I think during the off season, we're still going to try to do a weekly podcast. We'll do mostly crew stuff, and we can deep dive into where we think the players are at, what we think the future looks like, and kind of cover anything that comes out during the interim. But I want to start with this because this was on my mind as soon as the lineup came out for game one is, did Nancy get the lineups right for this game? For me, just to remind, we had Rossi out the first game, so the person that came in for Rossi was Matan instead of AZ or Jason Russell Rowe.
Or Chambo.
Yeah, I would say first game, no Chambo. Second game, I think the lineup was actually fine. The only problem I had is Russell Rowe the first off the bench before Ramirez. That's also a little bit of the subs in the second game was kind of a little bit unexpected, maybe. And I think we were in a situation in the end where we have too many chefs. I mean, we needed a goal, but it almost like we were standing in each other's way in the end. We didn't play our.
Interesting you say that. My opinion is that Matan and Chambo, but neither one of them should have been in that top three, and they should have been one or the other in the 6-8 role. And Zawadzki was not himself in either one of these games. And I don't know if that was because of the injury or what was going on. Literally, we said last podcast, a week ago, before the first Red Bull game, how great Chambo is at the 6 role, or even as an 8, progressing the ball, with him and Zawadzki in the middle with Nagby out. And I was like, yeah, Chambo should absolutely be there to connect the defense and the offense with somebody in the middle, especially if there's a high-pressing team. And the problem that I kept seeing in the first game with Matan is he kept dropping back to try to do that, and he was just running into Zawadzki like in the same space, like 2 or 3 times I saw him make like the same run. I'm like, what is happening?
So I totally don't agree with any of that. I mean, you've got a team that has record point totals and goals and assists and everything in every statistical offensive category this year. It's not because of we played one lineup either. We have been rotating lineups the whole year.
And been successful.
This has to do with how Red Bull set up and why it wasn't effective. And I don't think, the only difference between the two lineups were Arston and Jones. So,
the 3 up top were completely different.
Rossi,
no, they weren't.
Ross.
Yeah.
2 games.
It was just Rossi.
Rossi,
Ramirez.
And Ramirez.
Chambo, Matan.
Ramirez.
Yeah.
So Ramirez did not start that first game.
So the
Started
first game
the
it
first-
was
started the
Ramirez, Cucho, Matan. The second game, Cucho was the only one that was the same, and it was Rossi and Chambo. So like literally the top 3 were different except for Cucho both games. Why on earth would you not start Ramirez, Cucho, and Rossi? Does anybody have any? I have.
He hasn't done that all year. He's done that very little all year.
When they're available, they have always done it.
Yeah.
I will go to my that 100% like.
No, we've been coming back with Ramirez is often good off the bench, but he's been playing him a lot from the start this year. But
well, remember
when he was hurt.
If you go back, Ben was saying he wanted that top 3 forever, and then
it's a no-brainer
as a starting top 3. And then yes, he was injured in the Charlotte game in April or whenever that was, and he was out for 6 weeks. When he came back, I think he subbed maybe a game or 2, but then they started this starting lineup, and that was when we were dropping 4 goals a game kind of thing. There was a stretch there where like Rossi, Cucho, and Ramirez each had at least 7 goals, and a couple of them had 7 or more assists. So that for that span, that was the starting top 3. Why we didn't start those 3, I think probably was we want to bring him in as a sub kind of move.
Rossi was hurt game 1.
They're the 3 that pose for they're the 3 that pose for the construction workers. That's on a shirt.
Right, but since
if it's on a shirt, you put it on the field. I've said it since day one.
Since November, good God, I can't get my months right. Since early September,
rain, November rain.
Since September, sub.
Hold on,
start sub. So don't tell me he's been starting. He hasn't.
Someone call the ambulance.
But
who are you talking about? Are you talking about Ramirez?
He was
starting in the summertime, dude.
But
I don't disagree with that. I'm talking about recently.
We were playing 3 games a week, so of course he was sitting.
That's what I'm saying, though. But I'm not putting the lineup on the fact that we lost 1-0 at home.
No,
I'm putting the fact that we played incredibly poor.
Well, yes, but what I'm saying is, I'm not saying the lineup caused the loss, but I'm saying we should talk about the lineup because I would have done things different. So would you have done something different? Would you have had Matan at the top over AZ?
So the coach that we've been hailing as the most innovative coach in MLS for the last 2 years, all of a sudden we're going to critique him now on
we have a podcast.
I would have done
and
something
we lost
different.
2 games. So yeah, absolutely. We will always do this.
I think there was a weird mental thing as well. Cucho was very angry in the first half of that home game.
Because they weren't playing him the ball.
He was so mad, and then he completely disappeared in the second half. And in the second game, Rossi was back to his constantly fucking crying, bitching at the ref.
Chirp, chirp.
The entire game. And it was annoying me so much.
Yeah.
Because I had just said in our group text, we don't have a player like that. And then he proved me.
No, we absolutely have a player like that.
I'm going to go out on a limb here, and this is pure speculation.
No, you said
there's
it right.
something else going on.
Dude.
I think there's something else going on.
Something bigger.
From Rossi having a back injury to Cucho losing himself after halftime to whatever happened, something's off. I feel like something happened.
Not just the gas tank?
I agree. I agree, and I think
it's somebody leaving. I think there's something else that messed with the chemistry.
You think Jimmy and D are okay?
But hey,
they're currently at the Cavs game, and they look terrible.
Yeah,
and it's
they don't own them,
Jimmy. Well, they own the Bucks, Milwaukee. And they're playing the Bucks.
Yeah. Hey, a question. Based on recent form and what have you done for me lately, would you rather see? I know they're not exactly the same, but if you wanted some extra threat, do you put on Russell Rowe or AZ?
So. On the podcast that we're talking to, I'm looking at people. I am the most, Russell Rowe apologist, right? I think
he hasn't done anything. He hasn't done much for us lately.
He does not fit a front 3. He has played. I mean, AZ has been quasi-electric, except for that 1 8-minute weird game. Besides that, I'm looking.
Spark.
So check it out. I'm looking at the last Red Bull game.
He put AZ on in the first game, though.
Yeah, I know, but
I'm just saying, he had Russell Rowe on. He had both of them on in the first game.
Yeah,
and in the second game, I think it was more Russell Rowe because AZ didn't.
Yeah, he
come
subbed Russell Rowe
They
first.
say he didn't see the field in the second game.
Right.
Yeah. I was
I'd
trying to
rather
make
have
a
AZ.
point
And
about
Jackin got like half an hour.
Right.
Yeah, I just-
he dribbled.
First game. They both came. They came at the same time the first game. And neither one did shit.
the first
So
the first game there was like a couple chips in the box where I thought JR could have had it and he didn't.
Sorry, Ben. I interrupted your point you were trying to make.
well,
I was just gonna tell you my point.
The question was, were the lineups right?
I think
sounds
the
like we
lineup
have
didn't
differing
matter.
opinions.
The question is
I-
like, what would you have done differently when both lineups came out? I was like, I don't love what's happening right now.
I was
That's
fine
my
with the
opi- that's
second
my-
game.
I don't think it was. Yeah, the lineups were fine. In the first half, we came out on fire. The first half away, we and that wasn't in second play game. No, second half things evened out. In the first half, we were dominating. They had a couple of chances, but when you look at the shooting on goal, and we talk about the double post, and we talk about all the free kicks and whatever
Right.
we had we were all over them in the first half. So we got it right coming up. We just couldn't make it happen.
Man, I
When it
just
comes
think
down
you
to
got
it-
if you have Rossi, Cucho, and Ramirez healthy, you start them. You're
Yeah.
like, guys, this is the finals. Those are my three best.
Yeah,
Get
and
out
Rossi
there.
wasn't feeling it. I don't think Rossi was 100%.
Yeah, I don't. Again, the
And
back
Rossi
injury
needs
just
to put away one of those chances. If he's on, it's on. He scores one of those two big chances he have in the first half of the second
in
game.
soccer. If someone is out with a back injury, what is the first thing you think of? Does anybody have the correct answer?
Trade.
Exactly.
I just know that that's what you're going to say.
No,
Because
no, we're in the
are
part of the
geniuses.
We're in the part of the season where there's no windows
That's
are open.
What I'm
Okay, all right.
saying. I'm saying
Let's move
is
this
there.
along. Let's move this along. Let's talk about the game management, right? This is
The same
the other side of the
conversation.
same coin. Yeah.
Yeah, I was
We
thinking-
were
So what-
outcoached. We were outcoached.
No, we
Dude.
were out. We were outplayed.
We were outcoached. I think we were outcoached.
Let me add.
How would you play differently?
So they didn't do anything that was revolutionary. They literally put 4 in the center at the top of the 18 and denied everything central. We had to play wide and in and couldn't. And when we did have opportunities, it was more because of their mistakes. I mean, there was a couple of times, at least in the second game, where Rossi got the ball up top. He couldn't outrun Neelis or Nealon, whatever his name is.
Kevin Nealon.
Yeah. Well,
Great
it was
leads.
Sunday, not Saturday, but so he
That's
couldn't do
quick.
anything. He was just getting mugged up top, and
Agree. Yeah.
I
This
feel like that was the bigger issue when it came to, we were not creative enough, and we couldn't possess the ball. We couldn't break them down. We did okay. The first half of the second game was much better, but at the end when we got tired and we couldn't break them down, there was nothing there.
yeah.
The first
It was
game
the-
was bananas. How we
It was
could
bad.
not do anything
Yeah.
in the final third. Like they just.
Let put it like this: you talked about that the double pivot they have. The two you can argue the three best players, like Forsberg was playing well, but the two best players on the field for them was Caballo and Edelman. Edelman was a beast. He was like Morris in MLS Cup youngster coming. He's a homegrown, kind of that kind of story, and Miguel in goal. Between the three of them, they were game changers in that. Miguel in goal was just stopping, making big save, and then those two in the middle, they were hustling. And if you notice on some of their chances, they're the ones finishing the runs. They're all the way up in our box every time, sprinting up, sprinting back. They're everywhere, and it's like
And
that's
who-
kind of
who-
some
who
of the
was
juice we're
everywhere?
missing. Yeah, exactly. It was kind of very much
Tolkien.
Morris. Tolkien.
J.R.R. Tolkien.
No, he was
Ryder.
good, but he wasn't anything. I don't think he was
Penis
a difference
haircut.
maker. Yeah, that is such a bad
Oh,
haircut.
mushroom dip.
Yes.
I'd
Yes.
argue though with the second game, the goal should have been saved by Schulte.
Yep.
Correct.
Easy near post, like you always protect near post. And the PK
Oh.
should have never happened. It was terrible on Camacho.
It was
Although,
worse than
like-
near post. He got megged. That ball went between his legs.
Oh, yeah.
And that was also off of the team giving up, thinking the ball went out of bounds.
Yeah.
Right.
So we beat
Sharpness.
ourselves in the second game.
Yeah,
Right.
I tried to I sent out a text at the end of the entire thing and I was like, we deserve to lose. And that was poorly worded. I would say that we did not get beat, but we lost the game. Does that make sense? A little bit more sense. Like we didn't deserve to lose by any means in either one of these games based on, stats and the eye test. But we definitely beat ourselves both of these games. The first game was I haven't watched it again. But the first half, I was like, right by Schulte. I will say, when Schulte got the ball, he is very poor with his feet.
Well,
being eye level, being right there. At least this game, I was like, I was shouting like, Zawadzki. Like Zawadzki was an outlet, and he kicked it out of bounds twice. And I'm like,
okay.
Ashley was like, whoa. And I'm like, I don't know. He's right there. I'm right. Like,
this is one thing we didn't cover for the first game. In the first game, we had possession, but we had possession under pressure. There's two different things. One thing is you can keep possession because we're good at possessing the ball, but it was because of Red Bull were chasing us around and we were forced to play the ball around. Meaning Schulte was always under pressure with the ball. In the second game, we played better. Then we had possession in and having them running a little bit more in between. It's a slight difference to play the ball very nicely by around the back and keep possession. In the first game, they dictated where they wanted us to have the ball.
Well, they had triggers.
And that Schulte doesn't have time. And I can't tell you how many times he was forced to just kick it long, a lot of time out of bounds on the sides.
When Chaburko had it, when Schulte had it, when Camacho had it, they would run at them. Like it was like they played like
Indians,
almost like a mid block, like whatever. But as soon as they got the ball, they would just collapse on them. And like I said, they were that's what we're saying. Like they were out.
What do you do?
Yeah, we had
team
possession, but we had no purpose with the possession.
What do you do against a team that's going to maintain possession 80% of the time?
Okay,
You
here's
sit
what we
back
did.
and wait till they put it to players that you are going to press, and then you counter, and that's what they did.
We have broken that press and been very pretty doing that. We did it the second game where I was like, heck yeah, man, we just bypassed 5 of their players and they're running back as fast as they can.
This was,
I will say, when we had
747 at the top of their 18.
Totally. And here's what we used to do. We used to bring it back to Camacho when he used to stand on the ball, and he would drag the ball back and bring them out of their shape and then play it through.
And they never.
So if they're packed in,
Red Bull
we didn't do that.
Yeah,
we didn't do that.
We did. Red Bull didn't bite. There was one sequence, and I don't remember exactly what it was.
One
but
sequence in the
Chaburko had the
second
ball.
game, first half. Yeah.
Chaburko had the ball, and there was 4 guys surrounding him. Nobody pressed him. They all maintained their shape, and they went, "Yeah, dude, we're not leaving our positions," because they know that that's what they want us to do, and that's exactly what they didn't do.
Well,
and
that's why I said talk about coaching.
Right. We got out coached. They maintained their game plan better than we did. We didn't adapt to it.
Yeah. I don't want to talk too much about what the best strategy is for taking PKs. Whether, we say that we do it like based on vibes or whatever, but I was like surprised to see Nancy just kind of sitting there despondent as the game ended.
Well, that's what he does.
Yeah.
Like doesn't watch it.
Well, he also doesn't tell people when to take it, who takes it. He lets the team decide which. I don't know the correct answer for that. But you practice that, right? Like my teams always practice it prior to a tournament. We would have everybody take a PK, and the coach would sit there and take notes, and then he would be like, "Here's who's taking it." I don't know.
I'm surprised Herrera didn't take a penalty. I think he seems strong on the ball.
But maybe. I mean, Matans are always really.
No,
bad.
Matan has not looking good on penalties.
It went Rossi, Ramirez, Cucho, JRR, Chaburko, Arfston, Matan.
We missed 3 in a row.
The fifth penalty was Chaburko.
I don't think we missed 3 in a row if it is Matan or Arfston taking that 5th penalty.
The first one. Interesting. That's an interesting take. I don't know. I would have given it to Arfston. Didn't he? He's the one that sealed the the one in for Club America.
Yeah.
Who do we play?
Mhm.
Was it Club America?
Yeah, way.
Yeah, he was like, "What?"
Not America. against,
Well, they told him not to celebrate. They're like, "Don't celebrate." And he's like, "All right, cool."
not Montreal,
okay.
but the other Monterey.
It was Monterey. Yeah. I knew it was the one prior to the.
So let's
Poison.
talk about. We want to revisit some of these season superlatives, MVP and coach.
Yeah, I think it's.
They're not supposed to take playoff performance into the calculus, right?
They haven't released those, right? They haven't released who as
so.
of now
I have
or
not
whatever.
seen. No.
He did newcomer of the year, and Suarez did not get it.
Yeah, it was Gabriel Peck from Galaxy. That guy is a monster. I'm cool with that. Again, I don't know. Newcomer of the year I feel like should be like 23 or under, but whatever. MVP, we were talking about Cucho, and these are two big games, and for him to vanish the first game and not really.
But they don't apply.
Yeah.
They don't apply, so they say.
Yeah.
Ma'am.
Ma'am?
It's just.
You just call me ma'am?
Well, your shirt's off.
It's ma'am.
I got a couple milkers over there.
Jeez.
No, I do.
Okay.
November rain.
So, I failed at this last time. Let's go around the horn. Lightning round. Ben, does Cucho
Why him
get
first?
MVP?
Why?
Dude, I don't
yes or
like
no?
it either.
Alphabetical.
Oh, yeah, good point.
Answer the question.
I didn't hear the
Yeah.
question.
Yeah, me neither.
Cucho for MVP?
Can you use it in a sentence?
He did.
Mort, what about you?
No.
Yeah, I'd say no for.
Trey?
Yeah, I'd say no for Cucho.
No.
I think he deserves it, but I don't know if it's going to happen.
No, I think if it includes some other tournaments, but for MLS, no.
Sure.
Yeah.
That's fair.
It should be a season thing.
No, it doesn't apply. It's MLS MVP.
I don't
it's
give
not
two
C3 and Leagues Cup
Pachuca
MVP.
craps about that.
So,
I'm still sticking
Well,
with
all right.
Benteke.
Yeah.
I don't.
He won the Golden
all right.
Boot on the worst team or one of the worst
It
teams.
didn't
Make
make
the
the
playoff.
playoffs.
Should
That
be
should be like
disqualified.
He's valuable to that team. The most valuable.
yeah, to every guy in the league.
Okay. All right.
Coach,
Makes
I
no
would
sense.
give to
The
Nancy.
viewers start. Okay. Yeah. Let's. Yeah. I
mean-
almost engaged. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, you're looking
let's
at
go
like
around. Coach,
Yeah.
Nazi.
players and salary and all that stuff, and like
Who's
the
he
outcome.
competing against?
Tata, pretty
Tata
much.
And
Was it Chris Armas?
Oh, yeah, Colorado.
Yeah, let's, yeah.
All right.
I don't know.
Mort, what
Maybe
about you?
Sandro Schwartz should be on there. I don't know. Since he
But there are
outcoached
only
him.
3.
That's a
He
made up
doesn't
person.
look
Nancy get it?
German.
Mort,
What? Nancy.
Nazi, Trey.
Nancy.
Oh, I thought he froze because his thing
Same here.
froze. I was like, oh no.
Haas.
After the snub from last year, yeah. I think he deserves it.
Who won it last year?
Cincy.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah, Noonan.
Pat Noonan.
Yeah.
That's
Noonan.
Okay. Good one. All right. Let's.
Are we as Crew fans
Bitter.
crazy on the internet? Were we like talking a lot of crap to other teams? I feel like we weren't really.
No, everybody was just hyping us up. Literally
Yeah, because
everybody.
we lost, and then I opened the Instagram and read the comments because I'm a sicko. And
a lot of
the
hate on
amount
the
of
internet.
like trash talk, I was like,
Yeah.
what? is-
No, there
from
we
New
have
York
we
Red
have
Bulls?
people in a fan pool that write some pretty cringe stuff.
Name
I
them.
will say
Some
that.
of it's satirical,
Yeah,
and it
some
might
is
not be read as
satirical.
satirical.
Yeah.
I'm not kidding. I've very rarely seen
Some are like press releases,
that.
but
No, some is posted on not crew stuff, more like MLS stuff. So
Oh, because I got kicked off Instagram for a couple of days responding to somebody.
Yeah.
from
I think we're like
Red Bull.
everybody else. We're happy, but I think we're generally just high.
Do you want to know what I said?
Friendly trash talk. What I want to hear is.
You guys want to know what I said?
I want to hear how our table ended up for predictions.
Oh, I am so glad you would ask because they are.
Pause.
Same here. Very happy.
We were all
you're
chanting together. Obviously, stop the count. Clearly, we
Sorry.
did stop the count. Sorry. And the season is over. And it happened to be in the last 2 rounds. Only
No
2
points
points.
Well-
No, there were a couple of points earned. Actually, Ben earned 3 points. I believe in this.
I can go out with my head
Again,
out high knowing I
my
didn't
fault.
want us to lose.
No,
So,
he
thanks,
said
Ben.
2-2 and win
said
on
win-
penalties.
I said tie and win on penalties.
And Mars
Does
said
he get 3 points
1-1.
for that?
Yes.
He shouldn't.
You know, he
Well, I feel
he
like
did.
It makes
90
no
minutes.
difference to my position.
Yeah, I know, but we made the rules very clear.
Him.
We
Stop
made
interrupting him.
Yeah, we made the rules very clear. 90 minutes. So in the second round, Haas got 1 point,
Mom, 90
Ben
minutes.
got 3 point, I got 1 point, and Mars get 1 point for the goals, and that means that the season is over. The winner is myself. There's no shocker now.
Congratulations, Mort.
Yeah, thank you.
Is
thank
there
you.
a recount coming?
Yeah, there's
There
definitely a recount.
is.
Seems pretty
We got
convenient. You
Georgia
changed
ballots
the
on it.
rules. You changed the rules this year and you win.
We
Change
changed
the
the rules. We
rules.
all decided on
Nosotros.
the rules.
En todos.
I did not propose
Oh.
the change or instrument.
Trey, I will also argue the fact that you're the only one with a perfect score all season. Okay, so
Without a
okay, so
perfect
anyways,
score?
I am
What?
number 1 with 33 points. Mars has 31. Ben has 30. Haas has 28, and Trey in last place
How many games did we play?
with 26.
Let's do it. Let's give this up. It's
All
a
right.
lot.
Wow, that's
harder
actually
to-
pretty close.
Yeah.
26 to 33.
So we have the queso kit that Trey is going to
Well,
or is there an
well,
alternative?
we have a
Open
bit of
your package.
a curveball.
Oh,
for
that's
the
why he's
fans.
naked right now.
100%. He was wearing it as a diaper this
Man.
entire time this season.
He's going to
does he
sweat in
have?
it now.
I'm not putting
He
it on.
has
This is Tracy's.
An actual.
Oh, is it actually?
A $14 Austin FC kit.
Oh, did you
Are
get
we going to put something on the back of that? Are we?
So here's
Oh,
what
yeah.
I
Can we put up
promote.
like upper 90 loser
I'm
on it?
sending that to
Yes.
Morgan.
So
Yeah.
what I want to see happen instead of wearing the goofy shirt, I think the goofy shirt should be signed and used as a trophy. But
Yes,
first game of the
that's
year,
fine.
you wear that because that will absolutely turn
What size
heads.
is
We'll
it?
put something on the back. Yeah, what size is
Yeah.
it?
It's XL. It was something that would fit everybody.
Oh, you should have got like a
X-
small. That would have been even better.
We
Pretty
we
funny.
should just send it into supporter supply and let Morgan decide whatever he wants to put on it.
Yeah, we should probably do that. And then I also think you should dress up with clown makeup.
I fucking
And go
hate
like-
clowns.
Well, don't look at the mirror, man.
Clowns are the absolute worst thing in the world.
Yeah, if
Art's
it's
a
you,
clown
you
is a
don't have to
baller.
look at it.
No,
All right,
I'm sorry. No, I have a.
I'll,
I will wear the shirt. I'm not wearing the makeup. You want me to do like a queso cream
No, we're
before
not
the game?
going to.
Is that what you want?
You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to dress up as a clown.
I will let
And
you
go
all
with
give
you
me
to the
green
game.
pies before the game. All of you. Okay.
Oh, okay. No,
I thought
So-
about doing that as in the back.
no,
of
I
the
don't
shirt.
want to
like
go.
a-
You take my ticket.
like
How about this? You hit us up or hit us up on Twitter. I'll post something and we'll try to figure out the best thing to put on the back. But yes, we'll have an. I kind of want you to wear the shorts and the socks and go full kit. And that should be
Yeah.
like going forward,
Deal.
just like
Yeah.
because people are just going to be like, "Why is that guy
and you,
dressed
and
as an
best
Austin
trade,
soccer?"
you will have to tuck it.
Yeah.
Forced tuck for everyone moving forward.
Oh man, well, this is the last podcast because that's the best thing I've heard.
Yeah. Oh, guys, I'm sorry that I'm
Yeah, we're
sorry
up
that
against
things
the hour.
ended this year the way that they did. But you know, we'll kind of see what changes in the off season. I'm looking forward to seeing Trey at Christmas. That's something to look forward to.
5 months away instead of like 3 weeks.
Yeah, it's
like,
gonna
break.
be a long off season. So we'll figure it out. I mean, we'll keep the dialogue going. I'm sure that there'll be crew happenings and
we got some fun stuff planned. We got some people
orbit
coming on. Haas is staying naked. That's how we do.
Yeah, perfect. Hopefully the weather stays warm for him.
November rain.
I think you got your episode title.
I was just thinking
it should be November pain. That's what it should be.
Yeah.
Wow. You guys have been so sharp this episode, like the Red Bulls against us.
Yeah. It's not our first rodeo. But okay. Well, guys, unfortunately, this does begin our off season, but looking forward to continuing to talk about this team through the off season and kind of seeing how things shape up for the 2025, in which we will be back into every tournament that exists, right? With our
luckily not the Club World Cup.
Yeah,
which is
not
fine.
That one.
Yeah.
But everything we did this year, I think we're kind of pre-qualified.
Club World Cup.
No, we will not play the Campeones Cup tournament.
Yeah,
because we did not win the MLS Cup. But other than that, we'll play up to like 58 games or something. So until next time, go Crew.
I love you.
It's good time.
Tuck that shirt.
Thanks everyone for joining the club. We hope you'll listen next week and every week, even in the off season, to celebrate or commiserate. We'll save you a seat. If you like this podcast, please give us 5 stars and subscribe. You can email us at upper90clubpod@gmail.com. That's upper90clubpod@gmail.com. Follow us on Twitter and Instagram at upper90clubpod. Go Crew!
November rain.
That's how it goes.
That's not how that goes at all.
Yeah.
Wait, what song was I thinking? Hold on. I was thinking Chocolate Rain, but there is
you're thinking Purple Rain.
Guns N' Roses.
No,
Yeah,
November
exactly.
Rain by
Yeah.
GNR, right?
Guns N' Roses, but you sang it to Purple Rain.
But how do you sing that song?
I don't know it.
Yeah, no, is that the one where he does a solo outside the church in the desert?